Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Third time, nope. There we go. Fourth time is the charm. Good afternoon, and thank you so much for coming out to Victory for our concert this afternoon. I'm the Director of Worship and Music here, Kristen Holton Prouty, and it's just a thrill to see all of you here this afternoon. I hope if you didn't get a program that there's somebody close to you that you can maybe glance off of theirs if you need to have a look. I know that they'll be doing a good job of introducing things as well, so you won't be lost, I promise. I would like to invite you to our next concert in February, which is going to be on February 8th. For those of you who have come to things here at Victory, you're probably familiar with the violinist Alison Unglaub. And it's going to be a very special program this time because his sister, who still lives in Brazil and is a fabulous pianist, is going to be here. And so for the first time in a decade, the Unglaubs are going to be back together making music, and that's a concert that you won't want to miss. There are other events coming up that you are, of course, welcome to. And I would like to let you know, if you don't have a church home, we have Ash Wednesday services here, as well as Lenten services throughout, and of course, Holy Week and Easter. And you're welcome to any and all of those. Bring a friend. Also, afterwards, please stay. There's going to be a reception, an opportunity to talk with people around you, thank the musicians for the lovely music that they'll be giving us. And last but not least, these concerts are made possible by you. So you'll see offering receptacles out there that say music offering. All of that goes directly to the music ministry here at Victory. So I really, really appreciate your generosity in making these things happen. All right, I know that they're going to do a great job in sharing music as we go, so I'm not going to say any more about U32. They've been here before. Super excited to have them back. Thank you, and join me in welcoming U32.
Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Keith Kelly. You're listening to U32. I want to start by saying how grateful we are for being here on a Sunday afternoon to share this lovely music with so many of you. Thank you to Kristen. Thank you to the worship team and everybody here for supporting this. Some of you look familiar to me because I have played at this church a few times, but normally I'm in the back. So it's kind of nice to be on the big stage, as it were. I think these are the right vestments. I don't know what color scheme I'm supposed to be in, but I might be close. We're sharing the music of David Brubeck. David Brubeck, sorry, I'm being very formal, Dave. Dave Brubeck's music is very much closely associated with what we would term in jazz history as West Coast jazz, which during the mid-50s, with the rise of places like Los Angeles, the film industry, etc., there became an interest in the kinds of music that was being made on the West Coast, as opposed to simply out of New York, Chicago, etc. As someone who is a fifth-generation San Franciscan, I welcomed that, even though my parents hadn't been born yet, but anyway. Dave Brubeck is actually not just a person who arrived on the scene. He's a person who has a really rich history and backstory about his training as a musician and as a composer. So we often talk about great American composers like Duke Ellington, etc. That first tune we played was called The Duke, that Dave wrote as an homage to one of his idols. But Dave Brubeck's background is he comes from a ranching family, what is now Concord, California, but at that time was orchards and cattle, and showed an interest in music at a young age and ended up going to Conservatory of Music and eventually dropping out, but going back and studying with some very famous composers. But he led a whole wrangled a whole group of musicians in the San Francisco Bay Area, including vibraphonist Cal Tjader, saxophonist Paul Desmond, Vince Guaraldi, who we've just left Vince Guaraldi season. It's a contemporary of Dave Brubeck. Anyway, for us, we're focusing on the compositional elements and the music that he wrote. So the first tune is The Duke. The next tune we're going to play is our arrangement of Strange Meadowlark, but we've changed the title a little because we changed a bunch of the music. So this is Sweet Meadowlark. So there is a tune we have to play when we play the music of Dave Brubeck, but the challenge is how do you do that song and not make it sound like you're just playing what he played. The way Union 32 operates, we are in residence at Paradise Valley Community College. That's where this group is housed. Dr. Brett Reed and myself both teach there as residential faculty members. We're at Union 32nd. I'm sorry, we're at Union Hills and 32nd Street, hence Union 32. Oh, I see a lot of nodding. See, we thought we were being clever. And that shows you what clever gets you. But the way this work operates for us is that we commit to a concert, and then we don't rehearse, and we all write music for the band, and then we show up the day of with those charts. So everything you're hearing today, we all had in our hands at 12:30 today when we got into this space. I appreciate your gasp. I assure you, they're all professionals. But there is this delightful feeling of like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen when we're getting together for the first time? And we do this really funny thing where we try not to boss each other around, at least in the choosing of the tunes. It's often a text that says, we're doing this concert, and then you just have to jump into the text thread and claim the tunes you want. Ben Hedquist back here on the upright bass, he drew the short straw on take 5. It's called Take 5. It's got to be in 5. But what Ben did is something kind of brilliant, is he took a tune written by the English rock band Radiohead called Pyramid Song and took some of that harmonic stuff and kind of duct taped it on to Dave Brubeck's Take 5. So this is our sort of Dave Brubeck meets Radiohead. Some of you are looking very askance. I guarantee you, you're going to love it. Here's Ben Hedquist's arrangement of Take 5. How about a hand? How about a hand for Kristen Holden Prouty over here on the piano? Wasn't that a treat? If you know, you know. When you have another world-class musician in the house, it is a shame if you don't put them on stage, even if they try to beg their way out of it. Stick around for the handbell choir later. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. We didn't practice that. When we put together music of a particular composer, there's so much material to choose from that there are some obvious choices. You've heard The Duke. You've heard us play a version of Take 5. That last tune was called Brandenburg Gate. A lot of Dave Brubeck's music is inspired through his love of the arts, painting, poetry, architecture. And though some of the titles seem quirky, I think there is an intention behind there to demonstrate not just kind of a dry sense of humor, which a lot of those folks, that's sort of what the vibe was for those West Coast musicians. Anyway, so it's easy to look at titles and say like, ooh, that's interesting. But the other part is you want to pick some unexpected pieces as well when you're putting together a program like this. So Adam Roberts over here on the tenor saxophone chose what we would probably call a deep cut in the Brubeck category, and then did his usual magic on it. So we're going to play an arrangement of his, of a tune called Sixth Sense. Thank you very much. You are also polite. You clap after solos. It's great. You obviously have a lot of music in your life, and you go and see live music. Before we continue, I just want to take a moment to, though it's in your program, I'd love to introduce the members of the band on stage for you so you can clap for them. To my right, on the vibraphone, his very new vibraphone. I mean, like, I've never seen it until today, so it's that new. My friend and yours, Dr. Brett Reed on the vibraphone. He leads the Commercial and Jazz Studies program at Glendale Community College, a fantastic composer, musician, and arranger. Back there on the upright bass, that's Dr. Ben Hedquist. Ben, I see you looking at yourself. Do you want me to take a picture? I see you. Back there on the drums, he's everywhere in the Valley, from booking acts to teaching young drummers at Arizona State University in their pop music program. That's Jacob Erie on the drums and cymbals. He leads all aspects of instrumental music at Chandler Gilbert Community College. If you want to go do some cool stuff close to your neighborhood, you should come talk to him. This is Adam Roberts on the saxophone. If I don't come to a concert and see like 15 of you, I'm going to be very upset. I think some of you have Tuesday nights free to go do some singing or some jazzing or whatever it is you want to do. Anyway. I'm the director, what's my title again? I'm the coordinator of music humanities and performance at Paradise Valley Community College. My name is Dr. Keith Kelly. Thank you for being here tonight. We are Union 32. How about another round of applause for our special pianist? She's sitting back there trying to hide herself, Kristen Holden Prouty. She did want me to tell you that she is teaching jazz piano lessons. It's $200,000 an hour. It's first come, first serve. She has room for 6 in her studio right now, so you want to catch her before she leaves today. We're going to play a little more music. Sometimes when we talk about the music of Dave Brubeck, we're talking about an ethos also. So Jacob Erie, back on the drums and cymbals, has arranged this tune sort of in a Brubeckian, I don't know. Brubesque? Oh, I don't like that. In the style of Dave Brubeck. This is the fantastic song from the American Songbook, Love Walked In. Love Walked In. I'm looking at the clock. We have time for one more. We're going to play a tune that comes from the album Impressions of Japan. It was pretty popular in the 50s and 60s for artists as they were traveling the world to go someplace and write music based on their touring experience. If you look through the catalog of someone like Duke Ellington, you'll see things like the Far East Suite. I can think about an Art Blakey Jazz Messengers record that's called Ugetsu that has songs about their time in Japan. And it makes sense that there was sort of a cultural fascination with the East in the 50s and 60s as Japan was opening to more Western artists and more Japanese artists were coming to the United States. So Adam Roberts here has done our final arrangement that we're going to share with you tonight. Before we do that, I want to say thank you again to the team here. You are so lucky to have such great sound folks and technical crew. They are incredible. You are so lucky to have such great music provided by Dr. Kristen Holton Prouty and her team. And I've stood in the back enough through your services that you're lucky to have some dynamic folks up here leading you. So how about a round of applause for your whole team here at Victory Lutheran. This concert wouldn't have happened if the last time we played here, a member of your congregation hadn't come up here and said, "When are you going to do a Brubeck concert?" And I turned to Kristen and said, "I don't know. When are we going to do a Brubeck concert?" So today is that day. Is it Ted? Is that who I'm thinking? Jim. Is Jim here? Well, that's a shame. Is he? Where is he? All right. Everyone has to give you a round of applause because we wouldn't be here if you didn't. Make your voice heard. Come on. Come on. Thank you. All right. Never mind. That's fine. This is the audience participation point of the evening. So if you had a great time tonight, please come up and say hello after we're done. Please make sure that you check in on all of the great music here. I heard there's a concert February 8th. So again, thanks for supporting live music. Here's Fujiyama. Thank you so much. Have a great Sunday. Adam Roberts, Jacob Erie, Ben Edquist, Brett Reed. I'm Keith Kelly. We're Union 32. Thank you for your time and attention. You've been a lovely audience. Have a great day.